Hey guys, what's up? It's Ed, and as you've seen in my last video, I was playing 3 axes against this Bujin player. He's my friend, and this is the deck I'm using, and it's actually been working quite well for me. And if you have any opinions or asking why are you running this, why aren't you running this, put them below in the comments, and I'll answer you why I chose to not do such thing. Now, I don't actually have a side planned for this yet, due to the fact that it comes out 1 month before the ban list, and everything may change with the ban list, so there's no point in me actually making a 10 card side deck against dragons, or some side decks against spellbooks, when potentially the deck could change completely and the whole meta could change completely based on that ban list. So I just chose there's no point for now. But these 3 cards are actually cards that I could have put in the deck, which is Chaos Hunter and Eradicator. But then again, Eradicator would be another one of those cards aimed at spellbooks, and Chaos Hunter would be another one of those cards aimed at elemental dragons. So these were in here just so, if I felt like making one, I could, but nah. So there you go. For the monster lineup, which is 23, it's actually a pretty big monster, but it's a monster heavy deck. I run 3 blasters, as every single monster in the deck other than Maxi and Veiler, which are your hand traps, are fire, and you can discard Blaster to blow up any card, and using Blaster you can use it with Panther or Chicken to set up your grave for Spirit. So I find running Blasters very good, and I also run 2 burners so that I can every now and then, if I feel like it's a potential play, discard Burner to get 2 Blasters, or discard Burner to get Blaster as a defense mechanism, and that's why I have the 1 big eye here in the extra deck. But anyway, I also run 2 Wolf Bark. I find that 3 is actually not necessary, even if you can get 1 for the other. I find that 2 Wolf Bark actually works quite well, as you don't need them all the time. So 2 works quite well for getting back to your bears or your gorilla, as they are the only targets. Well, you can get it itself, but so this won't be used a lot of the time, but it can be used, and it can be life-saving, as I've used in one of the duels to make Gaga Cowboy and burn my opponent for game. I only run 2 bear. I find that 3 is not necessary, as I don't actually ever even see a chance to use 2, and I only really use it as a safety if 1 gets blocked by a bottomless, but I don't really see the point. Bear is not the main idea of this deck, whereas in the other Fire Fist decks generally normally is. It really is about Spirit, Chicken, and Panther. So this is here just as a cleanup. If there's a monster that I can't get rid over, 10 key, add this, or Chicken, add this to my hand, clean it up. And Bear is actually not expensive now, as they've been announced for the for the tins, and will be reprinted. So yeah, pick up your bears for about £5 each, or I don't know how many dollars that'd be. But I also like to run 1 gorilla. Some people don't run gorilla, but I actually find gorilla really good because it cleans up that back row. As you can see in one of the games, I got stuck on a vanity, and the only way I could have gone over really was by using gorilla. And Fiendish Chain is also a really big card, and I find the gorilla, basically because it cleans this, unless Fiendish Chain is on it, it works very, very well, as basically, other than cleaning up that tricky monster, which will be most of the time, that's why I run 2 bear and 1 gorilla, I can clean up the tricky back row. Gorilla is also very cheap as well, so all of this is actually very cheap. I'm not sure on Wolfbark on what rarity is actually going to be printed in Judgment of the Light, but it shouldn't be that high or expensive. And then comes the heavy load. Here's Chicken, which is one of the main combo cards, and the effect is actually really very good, because if you use it with Spirit, you get a free monster to your hand, and if you use it with Horse Prince, you also get a free monster, and you can use the effect to just send one of the face up to get another one, but I don't use that most of the time, but that is part of the combo, and it is very good, as you can use a 10 key and then destroy that 10 key to set a Tensu they can use for another play, or you can destroy that 10 key to get 10 key that you're going to use next turn, or safety Tensen, and you get the gist. However, Chicken, at the moment, each of those on eBay is $150. I'm not sure on the amount of pounds, because the prices are different from the USA to here. So if you don't pull these on your Judgment of the Light box, I really don't recommend making the deck. And then there are 2 burners, which, as I said, just allow for the blaster plays, and Free Spirit, which is the main card really of this combo in my opinion, as you can summon it, get a Panther out, use Panther's effect to get a Tensu and summon another monster, or you can get Chicken and add one to your hand. Basically, this starts off the combo and allows you to make Horse Prince or these two. And if you don't want to make the synchro play, or if you feel you need to go more defensive, you can always use this to get another free to make a Temple Levier, or, well, I don't have a Z-mains in here, but a Z-mains. And your Lion Emperor you can always use to discard a spirit to add a spirit to your hand, so you can use the next turn again, which is actually a really fun combo I did. You can only use spirit once per turn though, so keep that in mind. Don't pay attention to the effects. Don't think that you can go spirit, add spirit, go spirit, and you can't do that. And remember that once you've used spirit's effect, only beast warrior monsters can attack. So if you do choose to make Levier into Tempo, they won't be able to attack. Then there's Panther. I really like Panther. As you can see on the gameplay, when you summon it or a special summon, you can just tribute it, and you can save yourself from a tricky situation. And because Panther can be such a Horror Prince, it's basically a free add, and it thins your deck out, because technically by running this I only run 37 cards really, or I can run with Spirit to make Horse Prince, and it just works brilliant. So I always recommend running 3. And then we have 2 for your hand traps. I run 2 Maxi and 2 Veiler. I don't find a need for more Maxis because this deck does run back row, so you can stop big plays with things other than Maxi. And I find Veiler just for the situational monsters that would have killed it, and I don't really Maxi or traps would have not solved it, or to stop a really big play. So yeah, these are your hand traps, and I feel they work very, very well. You don't need free Veiler because I find they would just clog, or Maxi because I don't find that they would go into a very big play most of the time. I run the Trinity, Dark Hole, Heavy, and Reborn. I run 2 Lance. I don't think that you need to run 3, but running 2 is actually really good, so you can combo with Bear and Gorilla just as a normal Fire Fist deck and save your Horse Prince, for example, from being bottomless. I only run 2 Tensu because I've already tested it, and I find a 3 will clog most of the time, and you don't really need 3 Tensu, as you can recycle them with things such as your Cardinal. I also run 3 Tanky, obviously, to search out the whole of the deck. The best combo I've done was by being able to search out a Panther, and by normal summoning a Panther, searching out a Tanky, activating a Tensu, and summoning Spirit. So yeah. And I run as my trap setup 2 Bottomless, as this is very fast, and the game's getting faster now because you're gonna have to stop these Fire Fist players. So Deep Prison and Compose. Well, Compose does work, but I find that Deep Prison in Mirror Force and things like that don't work as well anymore, and Bottomless is actually very good. Always like this card. I run 1 Tensen just as the backup if they attack into my monster, and there's no other way. This can act as a surprise. And I run 3 Fiendish Chain to stop plays and to stop things such as the video as that Yamato, so that he wasn't even able to attack and couldn't drop any of his Cranes or Honest. And then I run this 1 Tenken, which technically is my tech, I think. I haven't seen really many other people run it. And this saves any of the monsters that I summon during my main phase 1 from card effects, but only 1. So if I summon my Horse Prince, or if I summon my Spirit, and let's say Horse Prince is a better example, and you bottomless him, I can chain this and he won't get bottomless. Same for Lance, for example. So if he Dark Holes, I think that doesn't work actually. Actually, yes, if he Dark Holes, you can Tenken and that would save him because it's unaffected. It's not even not targeted, it's fully out unaffected. So for my extra deck, I run 1 Sirius, the Blue Wolf Star. Haven't gone into this, and I'm not sure about this, but it was said that you should run it, and I believe that it's a good card that you haven't done the using yet. But this is very good, as it's permanent, lose 2,400. So that monster would be, in any really situational thing, that monster is now useless kind of thing. I only run 2 Horse Prince, as whenever the combo goes off, I've never actually seen go 3 Horse Prince off. 2 is good. I don't find that you need 3. And I run 1 Vulcan, which I've almost gone into many times, but every time I almost go into it, I find that I could go into a Horse Prince, or I could go into an XYZ instead, and it doesn't work that well. But the whole idea of this card is perfect for this deck. You can just use your tanky, then use this, bounce your tanky, and next turn you can use tanky again. Or the same for spirit if you have one left over on the field. I run one big eye for the blaster situations that I said, Shockmaster to stop any big plays, 2 Tiger Kings. I was only gonna run one, but I found that I could run 2, and it can help the deck a lot, so I chose to run 2. 1 Ghost Ship, just to clear up things such as like the Yamato that I know I can't attack into. 1 Dire Wolf, just to clean up any problems I have that I can't get over. The Cardinal to recycle my my spells. 1 Cowboy to either burn for game like I do most of the time, or to attack into that monster up to 2900 attack and it will kill it. 1 Liar Emperor. I was thinking of running 2 instead of 2 Tiger King, but I chose to run 1 Liar Emperor because I can use Liar Emperor to get spirit back, but that's pretty much it. There is not much that you would use him really, in my opinion. 1 Levier to get back any banished cards that I could have used by Blaster, or any cards that were bottomless such as Bear. And 1 Ten Tempo just to get over cards that there are no other ways to get over, and detaching the material is a key way, such as Zemains, or maybe the Yamato, not the Yamato, the Susano, that I actually haven't seen a better way of getting over. So yeah, that was a deck profile for my 3-axis build, and I am definitely making this deck if chicken goes down in price and stop being $150. Thanks for watching. That was it.